Before dawn in northern Syria, US forces launched a rare ground raid. Their target? A senior ISIS leader rebuilding the group's shattered network. By morning, he and his sons were dead, a message delivered with precision. This is the shadow war the world rarely sees, but never truly leaves. On July 25th, the US military conducted a targeted ground raid in Syria, resulting in the killing of Dhiya Zawba Muslih al-Hardani, a senior ISIS leader, and his two sons, Abdallah and Abd al-Rahman. According to US Central Command, all three were considered significant threats to US and coalition forces, as well as Syria's newly formed government. The operation was notable not only for its successful outcome, but also for its restraint. 3 women and 3 children present at the site were left unharmed. Despite a drawdown in troop numbers, US military leaders, including CENTCOM Commander General Michael Eric Kurilla, have reaffirmed their commitment to pursuing ISIS operatives, declaring,
"We will continue to relentlessly pursue ISIS terrorists wherever they operate. ISIS terrorists are not safe where they sleep, where they operate, and where they hide. Alongside our partners and allies, U.S. Central Command is committed to the enduring defeat of ISIS terrorists that threaten the region, our allies, and our homeland."
This strike comes as part of a series of intensified US efforts against ISIS leadership in the region, following recent operations in both Iraq and Syria. In the preceding months, US forces conducted coordinated missions that resulted in the deaths and detainment of several ISIS operatives. Just weeks before, a precision airstrike in Iraq eliminated another senior ISIS commander. The decision to conduct this latest raid unfolded in the context of the US reducing its military presence in Syria, with Pentagon officials arguing that sustained operations have significantly degraded ISIS's operational capabilities. The US campaign against ISIS in Syria and Iraq employs a sophisticated mix of intelligence gathering, precision airstrikes, and special operations raids to target the terrorist group's leadership and disrupt its ability to operate. Intelligence operations play a foundational role, with US forces relying on drone surveillance, signal intelligence intercepts, and human informants to identify high-value ISIS members and safe houses. Precision airstrikes, often carried out by drones or manned aircraft, remain crucial in eliminating targets while minimizing civilian casualties, and are frequently used to destroy ISIS camps, weapon caches, and training facilities. However, ground raids, like the recent one that eliminated al-Hardani, offer opportunities to capture or kill senior figures and gather actionable intelligence on site. These missions, typically led by elite US Special Operations Forces and often in partnership with the Syrian Democratic Forces or Iraqi security forces, carry higher risks but can yield valuable insights into current ISIS operations, planned attacks, and broader network connections. Notable past victories include the US-led raids that culminated in the deaths of former ISIS leaders Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi and Abu Ibrahim al-Hashimi al-Quraishi, both of whom detonated suicide vests rather than be captured. Despite consistent successes, the US faces ongoing challenges: collateral damage, the group's quick leadership replacement strategy, and the persistent threat of suicide bombers. Nevertheless, sustained pressure through these multifaceted methods continues to limit ISIS's ability to regroup and pose a significant threat, keeping the group on the defensive and fracturing its internal cohesion. The US commitment to targeting ISIS in Syria is anchored in the need to prevent the group's resurgence, protect regional allies, and preserve evolving regional stability. Though ISIS lost its so-called caliphate in 2019, it remains a concern, with an estimated 2,500 fighters conducting insurgent attacks, bombings, and assassinations throughout Syria. The situation grew more complex after the fall of Bashar al-Assad's regime in late 2024, which created political instability and power vacuums. ISIS has exploited these developments by seizing weapons and territory, particularly in areas with weak government or coalition oversight. The US views the containment of ISIS as essential not only to Syrian security, but also to the broader safety of allies and global interests. Unchecked, ISIS could regain a foothold, posing renewed threats beyond the Middle Eastern theatre. To counter this, US forces deployed targeted ground raids and drone-supported airstrikes to disrupt ISIS leadership and operations, while also working with local partners like the Syrian Democratic Forces. Intelligence from these operations is vital, especially considering the possibility of mass prison breaks. Over 8,000 suspected ISIS fighters remain detained in Syrian facilities, raising fears of mass escapes that could swell ISIS ranks. By partnering closely with Syrian and coalition allies, the US aims for what it terms the enduring defeat of ISIS, dismantling operational structures and suppressing any chance of a comeback. This comprehensive approach underscores why the US remains vigilant in Syria, striving to prevent ISIS from re-emerging as a destabilizing force in the Middle East or beyond.